Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Gloria Bohen, who is the president and CEO of Omega World Travel, but for our purposes today, she's also the godmother of Star Legend, and we're on board Star Legend on a Philippines Borneo cruise, and we're going to talk a little bit about Windstar and Star Legend, and this is Insider Travel Report. Now, Gloria, this is your first godmother cruise. You christened the ship almost a year ago, Star Legend, and now you're really getting a chance to experience it. What are the features that really stand out for you on this ship so far that we've been, and we're now into the second week of a 14-day cruise?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, there's many, but I have to correct you for just a moment because I christened the ship in the end of May of 2015. And this is actually my fourth voyage.
Oh, so you really know this ship, right?
Yeah, so I'm really getting to know her, every bit of her, as well as the people and the culture, which is great. So I love it. Now, of course, being a godmother, you know I'm going to love this ship. But I was pleasantly surprised to really learn about her. Because when I christened her, I really didn't know much about what it was really like on board. And, I knew she was also kind of a legend in her own. But this now is a Star Legend, and Windstar has really, I feel, infused a lot of new life into this ship.
What are some of the new things that... Yeah.
So it's really partly, I think, mainly the culture of Windstar overall, and the repeat customers who are giving it more and more of that special flavor.
Yeah, there are a lot of repeat customers on this ship, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was I think almost 100 passengers, so that really speaks well for the cruise line, and for what they've really been able to build. But uniqueness. The ship, I can say it's small, but other ships are small. And this ship, from a standpoint of just how it's organized, is really very compact. You probably learned that it's easy to get around, and it really fosters your getting to know people very well. So I may say goodbye to somebody over on port side, and then all of a sudden I'm meeting them again midship. So we're always talking and laughing and having a good time. So you do really, the ship itself, the way it's organized, I think really enhances the experience of meeting people and enjoying the people, not just what the cruise ship can do for you.
And you also enjoy the crew, right? Yeah.
No, we love the crew. The crew has always been so well trained. As having my own business for 45 years, I know how important it is to keep morale up and to foster a positive attitude. And you just see so much of that here at Windstar. You see a lot of smiles, people reaching out to you. They like to call you by your first name, and it kind of makes you feel young and good and happy.
Yeah, all of us, on board. It's amazing how friendly they are.
Yeah, so it's also they're very interesting, and of course on this particular cruise, that for many of the crew members, they're going back to their homeland.
Yeah, we're stopping in Manila, and we're having a big ceremony for the entire crew, right?
Yeah, we are, and some of the family members are coming aboard. So that's going to be fantastic. And it's a very nice thing for Windstar to be doing, to show support for their, for their people. Yeah.
Now, put your travel agent hat on. Talk about how you would sell this ship and this Windstar experience, if you could.
Well, I think that one thing about the characteristics of Windstar, and particularly this ship, is that this ship is very unique. She's an ice-class ship. And unlike the others, which we won't mention, or we could mention, I guess we should, the Breeze and the Star, who are also sister ships, and the Pride. I meant to say the Pride and the Breeze, right. But what this ship does go to a lot of different places. She doesn't do too many turnaround voyages, so you're going to find that you could stay on her for a long time, which I would really like to do.
Yeah, I know. If we were already looking at that next cruise, another 14-day, right?
Yeah, and then discovering new places. So that's really a big one, because I see how many people like to marry voyages or itineraries, and just not take one, but keep going for the second one and third one, which is really very nice. And so with folks feeling so comfortable on the ship and wanting to come back, it's kind of like their own private club.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way they feel about it. Of course, crew can be rotated amongst all the different ships, so you'll get to see some of the old crew or the crew members you maybe met on Windsurf or somewhere else, or the other ships, and you'll see them again, which is very nice. So it's kind of like going back home or seeing family, and that's definitely. So it's seeing a lot of different ports, but being able to go into many ports that a lot of other ships don't even think about going. I find that Windstar is very creative in finding new places to go to. I know we've done some unique things and little events in some of the other cruises I was on. We did some unique little things. There's a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, that is clear. We can it's definitely a flexibility is a big point that is great about Windstar, that you can, you're not tied down to really any itinerary or any kind of experience, right?
Yeah, so there's surprises, but they're good surprises and they're happy surprises. So I noticed that the customer base likes that, and I feel that that folks are reaching out to them, and that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. There's not that rigid formality.
Yeah, you can go right up to the bridge and hang out with the captain, right?
You can hang out with the captain. He's usually a lot of fun and has a lot of stories to tell. It's kind of in some cases, I was noticing on this particular cruise that people have all these great little stories to tell you about their hikes or their experiences snorkeling. Some people were snorkeling all day yesterday, pretty much as they could, and today they hurried up and showed me some of their great photographs they took while they were snorkeling. But it's a little bit like almost a safari environment, where when you're on safari, you have these great little trips. You're in smaller groups, and a lot of the tours were in smaller groups here as well. You didn't have these big groups. You had smaller groups of people, so it wasn't the great big crowded bus. Everybody goes one place, and you have to, you have a lot of people getting on and off and delays. But so as a result, you have different groups who are having different experiences. And like in a safari where you break everything up into smaller groups as well, in the evening you have a lot to talk about. So people are telling, well, this is what happened on my trip.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, and I've sat in it's great.
Yeah, so this kind of setup engenders a lot of conversation. And I found that even for several of the people who came on alone, singles, they are having a blast. They're meeting new people. They don't feel awkward. Couples are talking to them. They feel very much part of the whole experience. So I think that Windstar really reaches out to you and customizes too. They're very aware of what your likes are. They want to know, and I think that's important. You're not kind of just a number.
Yeah. No, so flexibility, customization, small, ports that you normally can't access. Those are all great selling points for this line, right?
Very much so, and I think that the accommodations are very, very nice. Most people really love them, and they say, we love our room. It's so well appointed. I met a lady who is a well-known in her own right interior decorator. She said, I have to tell you, I've been on many cruise ships, and my room is the best appointed room. And she is very detailed, organized, and very detailed about everything. So
that's a great endorsement. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great endorsement, and I think that as time marches on, while the ship is great in her own right, you're going to always see improvements. It's just like with anybody running a business, you're always looking to appeal to the new, and also doing a few little different things, which I think will be great. I see a lot of innovation coming. I think the President, John Delaney, is really excited about about his ships.
Oh no, and he says they're very flexible and they can go in any direction they want, and he's got a lot of great ideas.
He does, and of course, for example, the entrepreneurial spirit I think is alive and well here at Windstar, and particularly with Star Legend, because last year when I was aboard, I met Captain James Griffiths. And he's just a very young captain, highly experienced with his in the past boats and ships that he's been on. And he was talking about adventure travel. So lo and behold, what's happening now? He's back in Seattle planning their Zodiac boats.
Yeah, so signature expeditions, and he's leading the whole team.
He's leading the whole team, and it's going to be very exciting. So I also see a great amount of enthusiasm that will be engendered for younger people or people who are just adventure seekers and who are outdoorsy. And the Alaska trips, I think, are going to be fabulous because it will give the adventure, but also a lot of great experiences to hear about. And even if you're not going to be one to go out on the Zodiac, you're going to be around people who have, and you're still going to have the experience of Windstar. So it's like multi-dimensional kind of service and experiences so I think that I'm very proud to be the godmother.
Yeah, I know you're very, you have been an excellent godmother, and everybody knows this, and we're all happy to be on this ship with you. But I do have one last question for you, and that is, we are in wave season, so to speak, the self-appointed cruise wave sailing season. How are cruise sales for your agency, and what do you see?
Okay, so of course I have Omega, which is the mother company, and Cruise.com is the company I sort of got started just at as the internet was starting to emerge. And actually, I've been looking at some of the reports coming back from my staff, and very, very enthusiastic for 2018.
Yeah.
Many more variety of ships for different tastes, and our bookings are actually up from last year, so I am really enthused about it. And now so many more people want to take a cruise. It's good value, it's fun, it's safe. People see cruising as a safe venue to travel in. I think that's a big thing because in the world of air travel, we talk a lot about duty of care and risk management, and you can see just by going into all these ports how careful the cruise line treats the experience of going into foreign ports, and people being well taken care of, eating well, and having a vacation that they can remember. That's very, very very great.
Yeah.
But I do think that this year is going to be a good one. And I think the reports right now are pretty terrific, and also there's different types of groups now traveling. So you've got the different classes of ships, but you also you have a lot of folks who are now thinking about doing seminars at sea. Many more families are traveling together and having fun doing it. So I think that the future of cruise travel is definitely on the rise. And also people getting into ports a little earlier, that kind of stuff.
Well,
so we're happy.
It'll be interesting, the innovations to come. Well, Gloria, it's been great to be on this cruise with you. It's been a fabulous experience on your ship, the Starlight. Yeah, and we hope to get on another one with you soon. And thanks very much for speaking with us.
You're very welcome. It's been great, and thanks for what you do.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.